It's Wednesday, May 2nd, 2007. There are just 551 days left until the 2008 presidential election.
It's noon in New York, 9 a.m. at the Reagan Library in California.
I'm Rob.
I'm Will.
This is Political Lunch.
Welcome back to Political Lunch. Later in the program, we'll offer a preview of tomorrow night's first GOP presidential candidates debate. But first, let's take a look at this clip from Jeff Jarvis on his blog.
John McCain, I have some advice for you. It's a good thing you're putting video up on the internet, like all your competitors, but you're missing the boat, man.
You take a position which you know, at least in the short term, cannot be popular with your constituents or other Americans.
You keep looking off camera as if you're talking to someone, as if this were an interview. But it's not an interview. It's a conversation. So look us straight in the eye.
Jeff Jarvis has quickly risen to the top of online media world for good reason. He offers a great deal of insight, and he's a little bit nerdy just like the rest of us. He's recently signed a deal with the Washington Post for a new venture, PrezVid.com.
Now, PrezVid is different than the content Jarvis has offered in the past. It's less focused on analysis and critique, and more a best of the web with video clips from YouTube. So it's not quite clear what the Post is paying for, but again, it could be a great political resource if you're not interested in sifting through the dreck of YouTube yourself.
Now on to the debate. Tomorrow night in Simi Valley, California, the Reagan Presidential Library will host the GOP candidates in their first round.
You can catch the debate live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, that's 5 o'clock in California, on MSNBC, MSNBC.com, and also streaming live at Politico.com. Yesterday, the Politico's Mike Allen sat down with California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, who offered his hopes that the Republican candidates can just all get along.
Now, one GOP candidate who could use a little bit of good news is Arizona Senator John McCain. He finally got some recently. Apparently, even though we've been critical of some recent remarks he's made,
lighten up and get a life.
They've been very popular with his supporters.
Yeah, McCain showing some great numbers in the polls. He posted 26% in Iowa. That's ahead of runner-up Rudy Giuliani, who only posted 19%. In New Hampshire, McCain picked up 29% versus Giuliani's 17%. He also won in South Carolina, and Mitt Romney comes in third in each of those states.
Now, some bad news for Mitt Romney. He recently told a Fox News reporter that his favorite book was Battlefield Earth by L. Ron Hubbard.
Now, that's L. Ron Hubbard of Scientology fame. Mitt Romney, who has struggled with some public perceptions of his Mormon faith, has, I think, chosen the only religion maybe less popular, Scientology. Now, I'm sure he'll pick up the John Travolta, Tom Cruise vote, but it'll be interesting to see how he gets himself out of this one. Kudos to the guys at PowerlineBlog.com who found Mitt Romney's Facebook page, in which it doesn't appear that Battlefield Earth is his favorite book.
Now, this demonstrates the difference between the online campaign strategy versus the off-the-cuff public appearance strategy. When he's speaking off the cuff, he says L. Ron Hubbard's novel. When he's got control and the campaign's in charge, he picks some safe choices.
Huckleberry Finn, 1776, The Purpose-Driven Life.
How much more obvious do you have to be?
Right. Are these on Mitt Romney's bedside table? I'm not so sure about that.
Not likely. By the way, when you're watching tomorrow night, if you're hankering for a house party... Rudy Giuliani is the only GOP candidate offering house parties.
The GOP candidates have been slow to rally their supporters in preparation for tomorrow night's showdown. Rudy Giuliani is opting for the old standby, a debate-watching party. We'll look for the other candidates' suggestions over the next 24 hours. I'm sure they'll have some creative ideas for how their supporters can help them come out on top.
Speaking of creative ideas, another first for the GOP, Ron Paul is the first Republican to enter Second Life with a campaign HQ. The people at GimmeLiberty.com have rented out space to the Ron Paul campaign right next to their Second Life bar. So he's got a forum of his own supporters right next door. And so far, nobody seems to be picking up a lot of traffic there, but Second Life still remains a potential battleground.
And while Second Life has been popular for the political candidates, it doesn't hold a candle to MySpace.com. Now, all the candidates have their own pages. They've been sure to use MySpace to its full advantage, but the Obama campaign has had a little bit of trouble.
Joe Anthony, an Obama supporter early on, built up a page for Senator Barack Obama, and he's gathered many people, about 140,000 supporters who are friends on MySpace. Eventually, the Obama camp decided they needed to take control of the page, manage it as part of their campaign. Rightly so, I think. However, they're struggling over the rights and wrongs of transferring that control. We don't want to pick a winner or decide anything for you.
The facts are unclear at this point.
And a little ugly at this point,
Yeah.
too. If you want to watch the drama unfold, take a look at techpresident.com, and you can follow the news on that blog. One thing to note is that Senator Obama has lost 90% of his online friends because of this transfer. I don't know how that's going to play out.
In the real world, who knows what this means? In the online world, friends are everything. 90%, that's a pretty tough hit. And speaking of MySpace, make sure to look us up at myspace.com/politicallunch. We'd love it if you'd be our friend.
And don't forget to watch on Friday because we'll be announcing our first Political Lunch giveaway.
And we'll also recap the previous night's GOP debate.
Thanks very much for watching. See you next time. Still tight. You know what you need to really get the ladies? Sideburns.
Oh, I'm working on mine.
I'm just